Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So in this video we're going to be doing chapter 10 verse 5, but because 4 and 5 are so intimately related, I did verse 4 yesterday in last video, so I'm going to just do the combination right now. I'm going to go over the 4 very very quickly because we've already done it, but then let's sing the whole entire verse together and we'll read the translation together, and I'll go through it like very quickly, the fourth part, and we'll do the fifth part. It's a um, it's a verse where Bhagwan Sri Krishna is explaining that all of these emotions, and he lists 20 emotions, all of these come from me. And or they include positive emotions, or what we consider to be positive emotions, as well as negative emotions. Okay, so let's sing the verse together. Buddhirgyanam sam mas okay, start again. Buddhirgyanam sammohah kshama satyam damah shamah sukham dukkham bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayameva cha ahimsa samata tushtis tapodanam yasho yashah bhavanti bhavabhutanam matta eva prithag vidhah. Okay. So the entire translation is intelligence, knowledge, and freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness. So intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness, distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence. This is where the second part starts. We did until here yesterday. Non-violence, ahimsa, equanimity, samata, equanimity, satisfaction, tushti, tushti, austerity, tapaha, charity, danam, yashaha, fame, ayashaha, infamy. All of these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. All of these positives as well as negatives, they are created by me alone. And so to go here, ahimsa means one should not do anything that will put others into misery or confusion. So this is not just ahimsa. Non-violence does not just mean physical violence. It means emotional violence also. When you're hurting another person, of course, not many times you don't understand that you're hurting the person, but once you understand, then you can make amends or talk to the person and say, hey, I didn't mean to hurt you. I apologize for hurting you. Not just like, I didn't mean to, so it's your problem now. Not like that, but like, I apologize for hurting you that way. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through this very quickly. Buddhi, intelligence. The ability to analyze things in the proper perspective. Buddhi, he explains here as well, in a good way. Power to analyze things in the proper perspective. Knowledge is understanding the difference between what is spirit and what is matter. We talked about that yesterday. Not just knowledge, what we learn in universities and schools and stuff, that is all matter only. But knowledge is ability to discriminate between what is spiritual and what is material. And what I had read in one of the books, Sachidanand Maharaj, who is an ISKCON person, who's been, I think, in ISKCON for 50 years or something. He's amazing. He has this book called The Living Name, which is on chanting. Oh my goodness. Out of this world amazing. If you want to take your chanting to the next level, read that book, The Living Name by Sachidanand Maharaj. Wow. So he had said there are only two things that are spiritual in the world, in this material world, and one is the Paramatma, who is living in our hearts, and one is the Atma, if I'm remembering correctly. No, sorry. He had said the Atma is the spiritual things, which is our soul, which is a spiritual being, and the living name, the name Krishna. When we're saying Krishna or Rama or Hari or Radha or whatever we want to say, that name is spiritual. So these are the only two things that are spiritual in this material world: our soul and that. Paramatma, of course, is there. God is there everywhere. He's like the sunshine and the consciousness, Brahman, and then Paramatma, and then Bhagwan. He's there everywhere. But other than God himself, what is spiritual in this material world is our soul and the holy name. Okay, so jnanam is the ability to discriminate spiritual and material. Asamoham, absence of confusion. Confusion is an anartha. It usually happens because of fear or something. It doesn't happen. Confusion does not happen when we are fearless or when we are feeling shelter of God and when we're feeling connected with God. Kshama, the ability to forgive. Satyam, truth. Dam means restraining from senses, from sense objects. Sham, restraint and control of mind. Sukh, joy. Dukh, sorrow. Bhava is me, the perception of one's existence, that I am. Abhava, experience of birth and death. Bhaya, fear. Abhaya, freedom from fear, fearlessness. Ahimsa, abstinence from harming any being through word, deed, or thought. Right? It's not just physical deed, but even thought. It's not just word even. It's thought even. Wow. Okay, this is intense. This is not easy. Okay. Samatha, equanimity in good and bad conditions. We don't care what is it when I do very much. I'm not saying I don't, but when we're in this place, I can sense that, right? When we're in this place of fearlessness and shelter from God, it doesn't matter what is happening, whether it's good or bad. It doesn't matter. It's just, this is all just the material world. This is all just karma. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I'm very, very afraid of pain, so I cannot handle that. I don't know anything about that. But good and bad, even, yeah, whatever. Tushti is the feeling content in whatever comes by one's karma. Tapa is voluntary austerities for spiritual benefits. Dan is giving charity. Yash is fame arising from possessing good qualities, he's saying. Ayash is infamy for possessing bad qualities. So Sri Krishna states that all these qualities manifest in individuals to the extent sanctioned by him alone, right? He is the source of all good and bad things in living beings. So it's like the electric power, the electric power is the same, the electricity is the same, and it can be used to create light or sound or create all different kinds of, to create a cool environment through the AC, or to create heat in cold. So you can create either cold or heat from sound. You can create, and all kinds of things. The electricity powers so many different kinds of things, completely opposite things. So that's how it is. We are powered by God's energy, and we can use it using our own free will, using the actions we perform by exercising our freedom of choice. Purusharth, he's saying. Energy of God manifests according to our purusharth, the actions we perform based on our free will in our present and past lives. That is the crux of it. Like, God is the source of everything. He's the electricity. He's the one that's giving us all of that power, all of that energy, all of that strength. He's the electricity behind our actions, and we choose our actions based on our free will. What happens to us? This is something I was thinking about yesterday, and okay. Yeah, so this is something so I was getting clarity on. So what happens to us, that is our karma. If somebody says something to us to hurt us, if somebody actually hurts us, if we're sitting in a parking lot, we're just sitting there minding our own business in our own car, and some drunk driver comes in and bangs into us, and we become paralyzed for the rest of our lives. It is that person's fault. It is clearly that person's fault. We're just sitting there minding our own business, doing absolutely all the right things right now, but we are paralyzed for life. So if we look at the incident in just that little container itself, we can say this is that person's fault. It is the drunk driver's fault. But there are two aspects to it now. One is that this is our fault. We take responsibility because it is our karma. We must have done something in our past life that has caused us to face this, right? Either we did something with this same person in our past life, and so we're getting it back right now, or whatever, like this person's just an instrument to give us, or like, whatever. So there are karma works in very complicated ways. I'm not going to try to decipher it. I have no idea. But yeah, it is our karma. We are facing the consequences of it. So one is, it is not that person's fault. It is that person's fault if we look at this tiny little container. Yes, it is that person's fault. But if we look at the big picture, it is our fault. It is our fault. We are facing the karma of it. The second aspect of it is, we need to take responsibility for the situation. So yes, I am paralyzed for the rest of my life. Fine, that is there. Now what do I do? I've been talking about this in my personal growth videos as well a lot. This concept of responsibility, not fault versus fault. Like, we can spend the rest of our lives lamenting and saying, oh, this person's so bad, this person caused me this person caused me that. Like, all of that is like drinking poison, right? It is like taking poison. All of that negativity is not helping us in any way whatsoever to attain spiritual growth. That is tamoguna. So if we want to get into some sattva-guna, we need to take, and these are vastly different. That's another thing Chaitanya Charan Prabhu had said. The tamoguna and rajoguna and satoguna, we might think they're very similar. They're very, very vastly different things. They make a huge difference in what we're doing, whether we're eating meat or if we're not, versus, whether we're murdering people or versus we're giving in charity and helping people. Like, this vastly different, completely different, whether we're addicted, alcoholic addicted, or other addicted, love addicted, or whatever it is. All of that stuff, there's such a huge difference, and with many different areas will be tamoguna and different areas will be satoguna and whatever in the middle. But yeah, so feeling this angst over that person, like, this person did this to me, this person is at fault, this person this person that. We can curse, we can be angry, we can do whatever, but that's like drinking poison. It is not helping anything. It is not helping our spiritual growth. It is not helping us in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. So the way to get out of it is to take responsibility. Okay, this has happened to me. This has happened to me because of my karma. This is the reality that I'm facing right now. What do I do? The free will does not happen in terms of what happens to me. That was not my free will to get hit on by this car and become paralyzed for the rest of my life. That part is not the free will. But the free will is, how do I respond to the situation? How do I choose to be from this moment on? What are the thoughts I choose? What are the words I choose? What are the deeds I choose? I'm loving this this little thing here. So yes, he's talking about ahimsa there, but I'm taking it into this thing. What is this? My choice is my thoughts. I do have a choice over the thoughts. It might feel like I don't, but I do. I can think it. The thoughts will come, sure, but then I can choose to switch those thoughts out, and I can choose to say, it's difficult as all hell to do that, but it is possible. So yeah, I can choose to say, no, I do not want to think this. Instead, what do I want to think about right now? I want to think about, what do I do next? So what can I do right now? What is the next course of action? Can I make a call? Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I dictate? Can I, like, whatever it is, I make choices, and then I make my life. There's so many people who write books and who go speak on stages, even, like, just immense amount of sheer willpower and sheer spirit, right? Indomitable spirit that comes from God, obviously, but it's their free will. They decide, God, please give me this because I want this. I do not want to spend the rest of my life feeling angry and drinking poison. Okay. That's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Wish you a day filled with lots and lots of spiritual growth. Do Nam Jap, do all day long as much as you can. Try to remember God, try to remember Krishna. Just say Krishna, 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 Radha, Radha, Radha. Say the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Just say it as much as you can, say it as often as you can. Whatever you're doing, say it. Do, like, when you brush your hair, say it. When you brush your teeth, say it. Like, whenever you start an activity, say it. In the middle of the activity, say it. And the end of the activity, say it as much as I can. I'm speaking like Premanand Maharaj right now because that's what he says, and I'm just channeling him right now, but he's just so amazing. Okay, wish you a day filled with lots of spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.